The Kamado family is literally responsible for saving Japan's future. Without them, we wouldn't meet our favorite characters, nor would we meet our beloved waifus. Can you even be in a world without Suma, Makio, and Hinatsuru? So, as a tribute, we're going to explain everything you need to know about the Kamado family. Let's get into it. Imagine being a simple coal burner living in a small house with your family when suddenly a demon attacks you. Confused and scared, you almost accept your terrible fate when a samurai appears and saves your life. This is the beginning of the long story of the Kamado family, and I'm here to tell you all about it. Although the history is pretty vague because we learn most of it from the inherited memories of Tanjiro during his final battle with Muzan. But we do learn some cool facts about the family, who literally changed the future of Japan. Let's start from the very beginning. Born in the Sengoku era, Sumiyoshi Kamado was a simple coal burner living his life peacefully until one fateful day where he met the one and only Yoriichi Tsukikuni. Feeling gratitude towards the man who saved his life, Sumiyoshi treated Yoriichi with respect and tried to give him the best hospitality possible. After Yoriichi's banishment from the Corps, he decided he had too much on his mind and wanted someone to talk to. He could only picture his friends Sumiyoshi and Suyako and decided to visit them. He meets Sumiyoshi, sits down with him, and tells him his entire story, from the beginning to his banishment from the Demon Slayer Corps. Yoriichi tells Sumiyoshi about his tragedies and his regret at letting Muzan live, and the countless deaths that would follow. Yoriichi grew despondent. Sumire arrives at that moment to ask for a hug. At Sumiyoshi's request, he lifts her up, making her laugh and squeal with joy, causing him to break down in tears and embrace her. Suyako arrives shortly after to comfort him and treat Yoriichi to a meal and cheer him up. I know it's supposed to be a sad moment and all, but I couldn't stop myself from laughing when I saw Suyako offer to feel up his belly so he wouldn't feel sad. It would work on me though. While with the Kamados, Suyako asked Yoriichi to perform the sun breathings forms. He kindly did so, performing all the moves with such grace, he was likened more to a spirit than a human. Sumiyoshi would watch these demonstrations intently and keep them in his memories. On his last visit, despite being told he was welcome at any time, Yoriichi gave Sumiyoshi his Hanafuda earrings. Sumiyoshi and Suyako realized that this was going to be the last time he would visit. Overcome with emotion, Sumiyoshi called out to Yoriichi as he walked away, telling him to stop saying that he was a man of no worth. He reminded him that he saved them and promised to preserve the sun breathings forms through his descendants. Hearing this, Yoriichi turns and smiles brightly, thanking the Kamados and waving them farewell. Despite being banished from the Corps, Yoriichi would continue hunting demons independently, but he kept in touch with the Hashira as, with silent permission from the Oyakata, he befriended them. Meanwhile, the Corps itself fell into disarray. Muzan killed every other sun breather, and no one could teach breathing styles as well as Yoriichi after his death. But the Kamado family managed to stay alive for another 500 years, passing the technique from one generation to the next by performing the sword forms as a religious ritual they called the Hinokami Kagura, probably because of two reasons. The first is that turning the sun breathing into a religious ritual will make sure that no one in the Kamado family will stop performing them, and will help pass it down because people tend to consider religion as a serious thing. Imagine if the sun breathing technique was referred to as a sword technique rather than a religious ritual, and some Kamado member a few decades later would say to himself, "I'm a coal burner, I don't need to learn sword techniques." And then, well, that's it for the real shot of killing Muzan, I guess. Turning it into a religious ritual made sure that the Kamados would take it seriously. The second reason is that we all know that Muzan actively looked for sun breathing users to kill, so by changing the name of it, it would lower the chance that they'd encounter him. Nothing is known about the time frame between when Sumiyoshi lived and when Tanjiro's family lived, but judging from Tanjiro's father's, Tanguro's, skills, I believe that there were some great swordsmen throughout the years that came from this family. So while we're at it, let's talk about Tanguro Kamado for a bit. Tanguro was a quiet, calculating, forgiving, charismatic, and loving person. He had a peaceful relationship with his family and regularly lectured Tanjiro about life. He appeared calm on the outside and showed a decent, noble aura with a quiet perception to his surroundings. According to his son, he didn't like standing out or displaying his true abilities to others. However, if his family was in danger, he wouldn't hesitate to protect them and shows no mercy towards the enemy. However, he also suffered from an illness, which made his skin appear dull, pale, and fragile. He's noted to be similar in appearance to his son Tanjiro, bearing the same dark red eyes, black hair with red tips, and forehead scar. But despite all that, Tanguro was probably one of the best swordsmen in Japan, and no one even knew he existed. He was shown to be a phenomenally strong individual despite not being a demon slayer and having a tragic disease that made his body incredibly frail. He was able to slay a bear more than 2 meters tall without even wielding a Nichiren sword at speeds faster than the blink of an eye. I wonder what would happen if Muzan would show up to kill his family while he was alive. He probably wouldn't be able to kill him, but maybe he could buy his family some time to escape and remind Muzan once again about his PTSD from Yoriichi. Tanguro was very skilled in the sun breathing technique. He could do it until sunrise without getting tired, which speaks volumes about his mastery of it. Just look at Tanjiro in his last fight against Muzan. Like all breathing techniques, the sun breathing technique has multiple forms, 13 to be exact. The difference between the sun breathing techniques and the others, besides being much stronger, is that the 13th form was specifically created to kill Muzan with his 5 brains and 7 hearts, and when the user performs the 13th form correctly, he basically combines all 12 forms one after another, and if he can achieve mastery in it, the user can do it non-stop. If you want to learn more about Yoriichi and how he used the 13th form to almost kill Muzan, you can click on the video that pops up on the screen right now. And once you finish watching that, you can come back here. For all of you that would like to Kamehameha the sun breathing techniques, here they are. Dance. The user delivers a single high-powered vertical slash. Dancing Flash. A modified version of the dance developed and utilized only by Tanguro Kamado. The user combines the thunderclap and flash technique of thunder breathing with the high-powered slash of dance by inhaling huge amounts of oxygen, increasing the pumping of blood throughout the entire body, focusing it on the legs, and releasing it all to assault the target with a slash. This technique was capable of outspeeding Genya Shinazugawa, Nezuko Kamado, as well as the fleeing Hantengu. Clear Blue Sky. The user spins their body horizontally to deliver a 360-degree slash. Raging Sun. The user unleashes 2 horizontal slashes to hit or defend from incoming attacks. Burning Bones Summer Sun. The user unleashes a large circular attack that defends from imminent frontal attacks. Setting Sun Transformation. The user backflips into the air and delivers a powerful upended sword slash that aims to decapitate their target. Solar Heat Haze. The user charges towards the target, unleashing a horizontal slash seemingly covered in haze that fails to land, but actually does hit the target. Beneficial Radiance. The user spirals into the air and delivers a powerful slash that surrounds the enemy. Sunflower Thrust. The user unleashes a single thrust attack with the point of the blade. Dragon Sun Halo Head Dance. The user unleashes a continuous, fast, and powerful sword attack that seemingly takes the form of a Japanese dragon made from solar flames. This technique is capable of decapitating multiple targets at once. Firewheel. The user leaps behind the opponent and spins in the air downward, releasing a sword attack in a circular motion. Fake Rainbow. The user performs high-speed twists and rotations, thus creating after images used mostly to evade attacks. The after images work most effectively on enemies with good vision. Flame Dance. A 2-combo strike which starts with a vertical slash and then a horizontal one right after. The Kamado family is the most important family in all of Japan. Without even knowing it, they were entrusted with the job of killing Muzan, and this didn't take effect until Tanjiro decided to become a demon slayer. When Sakonji Urokodaki remembered his first meeting with Tanjiro in the final battle against Muzan, he said, "Tanjiro, when I think about it, ever since you brought your younger sister, who had become a demon, I felt as though large cogs have been turning. If this war is a giant machine, then when the 2 cogs that are you and Nezuko were fitted into place, it caused a stagnant situation to suddenly begin moving again. Don't lose, Nezuko. Don't lose, Tanjiro. You must not lose." And these 2 cogs are a result of a 500-year-old process, since Sumiyoshi first met Yoriichi. Without this process, Japan would be a very different place. Muzan would probably have conquered the sun already and controlled Japan from the shadows, since no one could defeat him. Almost 100 years after Muzan was defeated, everyone continued to live their lives without knowing about the family who saved Japan's future. It's ironic though. In the beginning, the Kamado family wasn't special. They were simply coal burners trying to live their lives peacefully. They then met Yoriichi, but still no one really knew about them. And after Tanjiro defeated Muzan, people still didn't know about them. Even their own family members like Kanata or Sumihiko Kamado didn't recognize what significance their family had in shaping everything around them. Thank you for watching. That's it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you do, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you want to get something out of your chest. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.